Hey everybody, at least all you miniatures lovers on the interwebs who have tuned in. I'm Dakian. This is Monday the 9th of August 2021 and I'm here to ramble. And you're looking at 10 finished Reaper miniatures, the Legacy of the Sands boxed set of Arabian Nights themed minis, and they're all completed. And as you can perhaps tell, or if you have a really good memory, I more or less followed the paint scheme that the cover photo showed. Some variations. But, you know, it was a way to save time. I didn't have to engage my imagination to come up with new paint ideas, new color ideas. And I just sort of cranked them out. And they're not my best paint jobs, but they're serviceable tabletop quality. And that's all I needed at the moment. And no difficulties with these. These are just, you know, well-made single-piece metal casts. The type that has been Reaper's stock in trade for many years, before they start going into plastics. And, yeah, I'm satisfied with my progress for the week. So, let's just move straight on in to new projects in progress. Well, here's all the new stuff. So, it's all these GW lizard men. They're called something else now, but never mind. So, let's start with the plastics. These were no problem at all to assemble. They are the usual GW type models. The thing is, these bases, they're a little top heavy. The bases don't ground them very well, so what I did was I glued bits of metal into these hollow bases and papered over that with green stuff. So now they have some heft to them. Now they actually stand up and balance pretty well. And these riding lizards, the cold ones, also plastic kits. Not an issue to get to glue together. Then we get to the resin. They're basically recasts of old models. I think these skink priests must have been metal models to begin with, because they have this completely flat profile. I'm not sure. Some historians might correct me on that. But anyway, they were one piece, and you just clean them up and you glue them into the base, and you're done. Then we get stuff like these guys. The issue with these was that the fit of the arms was horrible. So there is a metric ton of gap filling going on here in the armpits. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully it's not immediately visible. Oh, there's another hole I need to fill. I see now. So we've got some more work to do. And yeah, here as well. I need to supplement that a little bit. Anyway, apart from that, they were okay. Mostly okay. Apart from the usual problems with working with resin. Then we have the riders for some reason. The mounts, I got plastic kits, but the riders are resin kits. And here we also had a few problems, mostly with the fact that these war picks are bent. And I see there's some flashing there that I missed. I'm gonna have to get that off. And this little crest on the helmets came as a separate piece and had to be glued on, which was tricky. Doesn't look all that great, but oh well. They're gonna be basically army models. They're just some opponents to kill. They're not display models or anything. So yeah, and I'm painting. I modded them on these corks because I want to paint them off the mounts, so paint doesn't spill over or anything. Yeah, but I think that's they're ready to be primed. As soon as I do the final cleanup and gap filling, I'll just prime them and then we go. You know what? I actually managed to sell those miniatures for Darklands really quickly. I set the price very low, and it turns out the guy who... Actually, the same guy who bought the Darklands rulebook from me a while back wanted the minis as well. So that was a quick sale. And I discovered more stuff that I want to get rid of. I backed the Kickstarter a long time ago for a new miniature game called Nemesis. This is the rulebook for it. And here we have two starting factions. These are... See, the boxes have gotten a little mashed, but they're complete inside. And they're large factions to have these one really big resin monster, called a Jugger, in each, and then a bunch of metal minis. So there's 21 and 22 miniatures respectively in the Thousand Faces cult and the Not Alive. So there's 43 minis here. I'm going to try to sell these. This might be a harder sell because I'm going to place a higher price on this. Simply because I've looked at the website for Zenith miniatures and noticed that a lot of this stuff is out of print. You can't get these minis anymore. So, yeah, you know, if somebody actually wants to play the game, then these models should be worth something. But we'll see. I'll put out an ad and see if anybody answers it. I'll let you know next week how it goes. This week I did get something in the mail, and this was because I discovered that one of my go-to stores here in Sweden, a mail order store, not exactly local, but anyway, they have a very good assortment of stuff, and I realized they had some old first edition Malifaux models that I could actually, you know, want to paint. And so I picked up a bunch. We have Von Schill here, the leader of the Freikorps. He's the Outcasts faction. We have a drill sergeant from the guild. Also from the guild we have Perdita's avatar form. This is the one I was lacking, I think. I think I have almost all the avatars now. Most of them unpainted still. Is there anyone I'm lacking? I'm probably lacking a lot of the Resurrectionists and Outcasts. I'm pretty sure I don't have Leviticus, and there might be some of the Resurrectionists that I don't have either. Anyway, so then these guys are Gremlins, though in first edition they were not their own faction yet. They were part of the Outcasts. So we have Raphael Lacroix, Pere Ravage, and the Giant Mosquito. And I'm going to start all these up as my next project. But that's not quite enough. That's 6 models, even though 2 of them are multi-part. The Avatar and Pere Ravage has his pig as well. Still, I think even though I'm getting back to work, it's going to be a light week of work. I could probably do a few more projects. So I pulled out all of my remaining Bombshell babes. Now there's 3 of them. There's Tilly the fighter pilot. There's Betty, who also looks like an aviator from either First or Second World War era, and Vivian Gale, who is a deep sea diver of the old type with well, on the one hand she has this old school diving helmet, on the other hand her outfit is kind of form-fitting for one of those early diving suits, so this is a concession to sexiness, I suppose. And finally a Reaper Mini, who is Crazy Pete the Prospector, and the reason I'm including him in this project is that he's sort of the same era. I mean, Crazy Pete could be from any time in the late 19th century to any time in the early 20th century. But I think he goes with these bombshell babes who are of that same era, kind of pulp era. So yeah, and that makes it an even 10 models that I'm going to prep for next week. That should keep me busy, I think. Yeah. And with that, we have reached the end of this episode. So, if you stuck around this long, give me a thumbs up, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't done so before. And above all, be back here next Monday, same day of the week, same channel, same Dakian. But for now, I'm signing off.